we are officially live with Millennial Boss Moms and Drew of True You Collective. Fantastic mom of two boys and runs a virtual coaching business and a fantastic clothing business with some of the cutest, like, strong as a mother sayings. So we talked, it's been what, 6 months ago or so?
Yeah, I think it was
And
May.
yeah, it was a while back.
Yeah.
So let's well, first of all, for anyone who would have missed that, because that was Instagram Live, and Instagram Live doesn't save anything.
Yeah.
But can you give a little bit of rundown of yourself and your family and obviously your business?
Yeah. So yeah, as Emily said, I'm Drew, and I am a mom to two boys. Mason is almost 5, and Finn is 2. He just turned 2 in December, and they are busy, energetic, wild little boys who keep me on my toes every single day. Um, and my husband and I live in Ottawa. And before I started a few businesses, I was an event coordinator by profession. And following my second mat leave with Finn, I decided that I was going to stay home for some extra time and really kind of enjoy the time that I had at home. As a right fit for our family at the time for me to stay home and do that. And during that time, I realized that I'm not good at sitting still, especially during nap times and earlier bedtimes and all that stuff. So I needed something to work on in a project. And I had my mom, when I was growing up, had a children's exercise program called Tot Romp. And so that was kind of always in the back of my mind, that she had this really entrepreneurial spirit. And that's something that I really wanted to be able to do as well. So I started True You Apparel, which has now become True You Collective. True You Apparel is an inspiring fitness line for moms. And I've expanded a bit to include women, as all women. But it initially is strong mama, strong mom, strong as a mother, inspiring fitness clothes apparel line for moms who are taking time for themselves from the busy and demanding mom life and filling their own cup and taking time for themselves. And I really want to promote that for women, because I think it's so important. And it took me a really long time to get to that stage and be comfortable with it. But I realize more and more how much that time means to me, and how much better I feel when I do take that time for myself. And then from True You Apparel, I also started a health and fitness coaching business with Beachbody and the virtual gym with Kelly O'Rourke, who you have interviewed on here as well. And I had been using Beachbody for a very long time before jumping into coaching. It's something that programs that I truly believe in, just because I can make them work with my time at home, with my schedule. And so I had been using them for about 4 years before I jumped in on the coaching business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I started when Mason was about 6 months old. And I just grew to love them, and they fit so well with our life. My husband uses them, and I just love being able to share that aspect with my kids too. It's so important for me that they see that being active and doing things for yourself is so important. And so I love that they are sometimes a part of it, sometimes not, because I do wake up early most of the time to fit in workouts. But on the weekends, they're always there, and they're, pulling out the small weights for me or the bands and stuff. And I just love that, that they're there and they're a part of it. You'll see sometimes on my Instagram stories, Finn's like running across with the bands in his hands, putting them on like necklaces. So yeah, that's a bit
I'm
about.
surprised you don't get the monkey on your back more often.
Yeah, well, sometimes, yeah.
An added weight.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just decided, actually, in the last, I think it was last week. I think it was, I don't know, time is feeling a little all over the place. I think it was just a few weeks ago I decided that I had been mulling this over for a while, but because True You Apparel started specifically as an apparel line, and I felt like I was doing a lot more my um, in my social media and what I was talking about, that I wanted to come up with a name that was more all-encompassing of all of those things. So that's still tied in True You Apparel, but tied in the health and fitness coaching. So it was something I've been thinking about for quite a while, but I couldn't settle on a name for it, and I couldn't come up with anything. But then when True You Collective came into my head, it just kind of snowballed from there, and it felt like such a right fit. It felt like it brought everything together, and just kind of I rebranded, I guess, like a week or so ago, and became True You Collective. Yeah.
Which we were talking about this a little bit before we went live, is that rebranding as a business is, I mean, it's so wonderful when you actually take that step and you do it and you go through all the steps, but getting there can be so stressful. I mean, when I rebranded to become Millennial Boss Moms, it's so tough to commit to what's going to be just the right fit, and then going through all the motions of your Facebook, your Instagram, and all that. So
Yeah, totally.
You said it took you a while to come up with the new name.
Yeah.
What was that whole, like, tell me a little bit more about that rebranding process.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, you kind of helped in that too, because I reached out to you. I was like, Emily, I have this plan. Where do I do? What is this? Does this sound okay? And you were such a great voice to kind of bounce the ideas off of. And so the process was really just coming up with something that really felt like it fit. Because as I said, it had been something that was on my mind. It felt like I just wasn't, when I'd be tagged in something, or it just felt like the apparel line was a big part of it, but there was so much more that I wanted to tie into it as well. So yeah, the whole rebranding process was really just jumping in with 2 feet and coming up with something that really felt like it fit, and then going through the process of changing kind of my logos, and deciding actually when, like a big part of it was, when am I going to go with all of this? Like, you kind of need to do a little bit of prep for it. So yeah, kind of taking stock of what needed to be changed, and then just going for it.
No, very cool. And it's so exciting to see the way your business has grown in a matter of months, and all the changes. And in talking to both yourself and Kelly, one of the cool things that you ladies have done with the virtual gym is you've taken women with so many different skill sets and brought them in to build this really cool atmosphere and this really cool, like, multifaceted business that's more than just Beachbody.
Yeah. I think that one of the most amazing things about the virtual gym and the community there is the people that are there. As you said, they're all from different stages of life, different seasons of life. Everybody just comes together, and it's like this amazing community. And it's all about, like, one thing that Kelly has done so beautifully in that space, and that all the other coaches are doing as well, is relationship building. That's so important to us, is to know who you are, what your goals are, what your why is, and to support you and help you in all of that. It's about, as you said, it's about more than Beachbody. It's about a community, and a place where you can go for support and advice, and your cheer squad, and whatever it is. It's a really lovely community. And so many, up until recently, so many of them I hadn't even met face to face, which is so amazing. But you feel this really strong connection and bond with everybody.
Mm-hmm. And no, one of the things, like I said, I've chatted only with you two ladies so far. I haven't gotten a hold of everybody yet, because there's a lot of you. But I mean, like, Kelly's got the life coaching and the health science behind her, and you've got the event management and the creative side with the apparel. And it's so meet, like you said, it's this whole community building thing, whether you need a cheerleader or you need a t-shirt made, or you're trying to manage your health and fitness in a whole other way. It's so cool that it's not just the pushy network marketing that it's got the reputation of being.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that we've really tried to establish in that group is the relationship building. And it's about so much more than than network marketing. It's about this lifestyle tool that you can just bring into so many aspects of your day to day. And the community is, as I said, is just amazing.
Well, and one thing I've noticed too, I mean, well, you must have gotten it 100 times over, that once you become a mom, all of a sudden you start getting all of these messages of how to lose the baby weight. And that's one thing your team has done a really good job of, is not buying into that frame of thinking. But like you said, it's about having a cheer squad behind you, whether you're joining the gym at 5 a.m. or you're signing up to work out at 2 in the morning, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You've got someone that's right there alongside you, just like this.
Yeah.
Doing it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's as I said, it's the relationships, and it's making people know that they've got a space that they can come to. And there's so many ways to be involved in that. Like there's the daily sweat threads, there's Zoom links like this we're on right now, but you can sign in the morning and you can see. And then we've also started doing community events where we're doing pop-up workouts where we all get together and we work out, and we can have, you can bring a friend, and it's just about getting together and having this group workout. And what better way to start a weekend or start your Sunday than with a workout and sweating together and meeting some new people. And that's what those are all about, this kind of community outreach aspect to it, which we're actually doing another one on February 1st. So yeah, those are
cool. I'll need to get the details for that to post it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They look so fun. I've seen them pop up a couple of times, and it's like, trying to make my schedule work is just a whole other story. But
yeah. And the one thing too is that, like, what we have really tried to promote is that having your kids there is not a deterrent. It shouldn't stop you from being able to make fitness something that's a priority in your life. If you want that, they don't have to be the reason not to, right? They can be there right around you. And our first pop-up we did, I think we had about 7 or 8 kids running around while we did it. They were having a great time. We were having a great time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really nice. And so that's always an option too. It's like, we want you to know that it doesn't have to be, you alone in your basement or in whatever room you do it, and you shut the door and the kids aren't there. It can be that, but it can also be a very inclusive for the entire family too. And like, my kids are down there in the basement with me sometimes, and sometimes they're not, but it's like the option is there. They don't have to be the reason why you can't do this at home.
Yeah, which is so cool, because like you said, you're teaching your kids such great habits from the get-go, and that it can be a fun family activity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they, it's funny how much they get into it. Like I was really wary of it at first, and is it going to am I just always going to be pulled away from it? And yes, like there are 100% days where, they ask for snacks 100 times, or I have to go and, break up a little, like, they're not getting along, not argument, but just, there's some issues with toys, and that definitely absolutely happens. But it's just part of the process. Not every workout's perfect, not every day is perfect, but you're making those, you're establishing those values, and those, they're watching you do that and seeing that how important it is.
Now you're about to jump back into the 9-to-5 hustle.
I am.
On top of running a clothing line and a coaching business and raising 2 kids.
Oh gosh. Yes. Yeah, I start on Monday on January 27th, and it is the right time. As I said, I was really fortunate to be able to take the extra year,
Mm-hmm.
the year off with Mason and Finn, and we got Mason settled in school this year, and Finley started daycare, and the timing is just right for this. I have a little bit of anxiety of getting us all out the door in the morning, but so many of you do it. So I know we can too. And all the advice I've heard is, prep the night before, make sure things are ready. And that's, you know what? I do that every night anyways with all my workout stuff so that I can get up in the morning. So just going to add a few extra things in there, and I think we'll be okay. But yes, I am headed back to work, and I'm going to give myself a bit of grace with all of everything going on, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. These are the things that give me so much passion and fire. And I've just I just feel so, I just love so much what has come out of all of these things and the people that I've met, both in person and virtually. And I don't want that to stop in any way.
No, that's awesome. Now, what would you say is kind of your goals for the next 6 months to a year, considering that we seem to touch base in roughly 6-month intervals?
Well, so I think like a short-term goal in that time is just to get us settled as a family into our new routine and our groove, and just to keep building relationships, building the community. I just was able to, one big goal that I had been working towards was to have everything, all of the True You apparel items are now going to be made in Canada, which is really exciting. So that was a goal that I really wanted to have happen, and we're there, which is great.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, I do all of the designing of everything, but then it is printed, it will be printed in Montreal, which is really fantastic and exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was a goal of mine from the beginning, and it's just come into fruition. So that's very exciting. But other goals, yeah, I really want to continue to build the community that we have with the virtual gym. I want to build more with True You apparel. I'd also like to do a few more releases. That's another goal. In 6 months, we'll touch base. I'm going to do some new designs for True You apparel because it's been a minute since I've done that. So check out for some new things coming up.
Oh, awesome. No, I'm so excited to see what comes next and to watch you grow. And I think it's so fun to see, like you said, to build these relationships and to watch everyone's business grow and to support one another's businesses. And as much as I am a little bit of a skeptic in a lot of network marketing stuff, because some people go about it the wrong way. Like I love the Beachbody products, and I love the way that your team is doing it. You guys have, like I said, you've created such a welcoming, warm community that is not pushing moms to lose weight for the wrong reasons. You're pushing people to take time out for themselves.
Yeah.
And you're not even pushing, you're just inviting them in.
Yeah. Thank you. And I just think it's just us sharing what's working for us, and that's the doors are open if you'd like to join us, and the timing has to be right for that person though. And it has to feel like the right fit too. But yes, it is a great community, and I think it's keeping in mind what your why is, and if that's what you need and would like, then the virtual gym is a wonderful spot. I feel like I'm mumbling now.
Well, before we wrap this up, I know we've chatted about this a couple of times, but just for the sake of it's always a good time, what is one piece of advice you would pass on to another mom who's trying to make it all work?
Yes. I feel like I need to take my own advice here as we head into this new chapter. I think my one piece of advice would be that you don't have to do it alone, and that surrounding yourself with people that challenge you and push you and grow you is the best thing to do. And that it's also okay to say no to things. If it's not lining up with where you're wanting to go or the goals that you've set for yourself, you don't have to do everything. You can step back and say no, and you can kind of map out where you're going. So yeah, I think those would be my two pieces of advice.
No, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me again, and
Thank you for the
be
opportunity.
patient as I fumble through technology every time.
Okay. We figured it out for the next one.
So awesome. We are going to officially sign off this recording, and I will post all of your wonderful links, and we will talk to the rest of the world soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. This was really fun.